which is how do you breathe like up and in to your diaphragm? So how do you breathe out of the top of your head, or these little things that we often hear yoga teachers say. So to breathe up and in, what that really means is you're just using the whole capacity of your lungs, and it will actually happen automatically. And the best advice I have is to imagine it until you actually feel it. So if you can imagine your lungs sitting inside of your rib cage here, and there's these two big puffy bags, and they will only expand as much room as they have. And most of us are not fully open up in our shoulders, and we don't quite breathe up into our chests. And so when our lungs expand, they get kind of restricted. So to breathe up and in, we'll try a 3-part breath. So we can place our hands on our bellies and just take a nice inhale so you can actually feel your belly rise and fall. Now take one of your hands and actually place it in your back. So we tend to think of our breath as just breathing in the front, right? But our lungs open up 360 degrees around us. So we'll take a nice big breath low down into our hips. You might even feel yourself sit back kind of naturally. That's good. And then maybe you take your hand a little bit higher, right above the bottom of the ribs, right on the belly here. 2 hands. Take a big breath. And then same thing, place a hand on your back. Feel what it feels like to breathe around your circumference of your core here. And then another nice inhale on the chest. Feel your shoulders drop down your back. And it's kind of hard to maybe touch your back, but if you can, just place a hand right between your shoulder blades and try to take a nice inhale. I find the biggest spot that most people don't breathe is in between the backs of their shoulders, because we pretty much have a very forward-facing world right now. We're just kind of all swooped over our cell phones and our desks and whatnot. So to breathe up and in to our diaphragm, that means that your core is going to have to be slightly restricted. So that way when we breathe like an hourglass, there's kind of nowhere but for that air to go but up. And that's going to help us puff up our shoulders. What we don't want to do, though, is just tighten up our traps and have a nice short neck. So when we're breathing, our shoulders, they're going to go out into this way and this way. And our breath and our lungs and our core, it's going to draw us up and in. So we're going to imagine our navel here getting closer to our spine. So we'll take a big breath. And as we exhale, pull that navel into spine and see what that does for the space between your shoulders and your ears. Now, if we don't draw our navel into our spine, we just take a big breath. We're going to relax our core. We don't actually do too much for our posture here. So we're going to take another nice big breath. And as you exhale, cinch those ribs in, even the back two here, and try and grow out the top of your head by keeping a little tuck to the chin. So again, we don't just like have a big swollen front of our neck. So again, we'll take a big breath, breathing out the corners of our shoulders. And as we exhale, we're going to cinch our core in. Try to drop our shoulders down our back, tucking our chin a little bit. Couple more. So big breath. Cinch everything in and exhale. As you grow out the top of your head. Breath in and exhale. Another really good way to figure out how that all works in your body is to actually see where your lungs are with your hands. So to breathe up and in, we can find our ribs, poke around, hold them, and take a breath. And as we exhale, drawing our navel into our spine, we're going to compress our ribs in, but with our hands, we're kind of, offering a little bit of an equal and opposite sort of counter pressure. So taking a big breath, and then as we exhale, scoop under your ribs and gently place the points of your hands to suggest to your body to stay upright, nice and strong. So you're just kind of curling around your ribs here. So nice inhale. And as you exhale, keep your hands where they are and gently press up and in and out to the top of your head. So those are just a couple little tricks just to see, really just developing this curiosity that we can have for our bodies. And then my last final technique, which I think is potentially the most impactful, is diaphragmatic breathing. So in that case, we'll come to a tabletop position. Nice flat back, knees under hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And we'll have a big flat back, and we're going to turn our fingers inward. So our elbows are sort of puffed out a little bit, kind of like a bulldog, right? Hands a little wider than hips. We're going to take a big breath. As we exhale, same thing, we're going to cinch our ribs in and grow out the top of our head. And every inhale, you'll feel this lengthening in your side body, all the way connecting your armpit, all the way down. So your quadratus lumborum connects back here. And just try a few of those. So just inhaling and exhaling as you grow out the top of your head, pulling those shoulders down your back so you have nice space. If you want to throw in some cat-cows, have some fun. But yeah, it really is such a process of mind, body, soul, and yoga. So even if you're just visualizing nice open expanded lungs and a nice open chest, then you're pretty much doing an equal amount as if you were literally able to feel it in your body, right? There's just apexes of awareness that we meet ourselves. So however you want to start it, you're doing awesome. So yeah, that's just a little bit of diaphragmatic breathing exercises just to help expand, make space, and ultimately just find a nice even breath. So even if you can connect in and try this like once a day, that would be awesome. So yeah, namaste. Hope that helps.